You have to start like with a small step, and the most important thing is to know it. Because when people try to change, they say like, oh, I wake up in the morning, I change my food, I do this, I go to the gym, and then they're disappointed on the second day that they can't do it, and then they stop. And it's the same with music and other things. Just one small thing. Just maybe take half an hour and make one idea, or even kind of do 5 push-ups. Start small, and then what you realize is after 3 months, like you do music every day, you learned a lot, and because it combines, and now the 10 minutes is not hard anymore. Now you can do it for an hour, and like the learning curve is really fast, but you have to start small and don't put too much on your plate at the beginning.
Welcome to Investing Insights, where we chat with experts from various industries to uncover investing and life lessons that empower everyday people like you. Today, we are exploring digital assets, music as evergreen income, and smart marketing with Herr Lang, a DJ, musician, and digital marketing expert from Hamburg, Germany. Before we dive in, a quick intro to Herr Lang, an independent artist, producer, DJ, and live act. Herr Lang fuses analog sounds with modern electronic music, creating melodic techno to heal the soul. Also a painter with a love for drawing, he's released tracks and albums on platforms like Bandcamp, Beatport, SoundCloud, Spotify, and YouTube, where he shares his work and builds a global audience. Known for his anonymous, ordinary man-inspired style, he engages fans on Instagram with thousands of followers, sharing reels and posts that mix art and music. This podcast episode is for financial education purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always consult a qualified professional for personalized guidance. Herr Lang, thank you for joining us today at Investing Insights.
Hi.
I wanted to invite you today because I want to learn more about the idea of making passive income through digital music and art. And we've known each other for many, many years, and I've followed your journey. And you and I, we both read books like Tim Ferriss, 4 Hours Work Week, and all those strategies and gurus out there that tell us, well, you just have to create content, put it out there, and then you can hang in your hammock, make some money, and that's it. So that's why I wanted to invite you. If you could let me know, is it really that easy? And what was your approach in promoting your music on digital channels?
Yeah, I would say the word passive income is like something we can argue about, because like if you produce a few albums and music and songs, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work learning to produce music, to create the music, to work with other musicians, to mix it, to master it, to market it. So if you say it's passive, I would say if it's released, it's passive, but it's the good thing is like it's a digital product you produce, and people can stream it for years, and you can earn money over many years. But I wouldn't say that's passive. It's just a different kind. It's more like a product than it's been a service. So I think that's the difference.
That's great. I mean, it's true. There must be a lot of work, hours getting into it before it has at least some part of being passive. I mean, in your case, you had to learn how to produce that music. Can you explain a bit how that process went? Like how you came up with an idea? Okay, I want to make music because that's my passion, but I first have to learn it, buy the equipment and such. Explain us a bit how that journey went.
Yeah, I went to Vienna. It's like many years ago, and there was like in the apartment I lived, there was a piano, and I was always poking the keys. And then when I came back to Hamburg, I said like, oh, I need a piano. And then one night I came home, I said like, now it's time to buy the piano. And then I ordered it, and that's how I started. The thing is, like, the piano I had like a MIDI extension, and so you can put in your computer, and then it was like just like a rabbit hole. Start learning how to record music and how to produce different styles of music. And then I think it was about 4 or 5 years just of learning and producing maybe bad songs and sometimes good songs. And then I think I had the level to really reduce music that people really can hear.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one part is the production, and then refining your art and making it
Yeah.
accessible then to many people.
Yeah, and I think that's also the problem if you say like passive, people think they don't need to work. And I think that's it's a big problem because to create value, you have to work, and to produce good music and good things, you have to put in the hours. Maybe you can make like a hit song in 5 minutes, but you have to learn all the different parts, and it takes a lot of time so that you are able to do it in 5 minutes.
The mastery of art, craftsman in general.
Yeah.
How is did this happen for you then? Okay, then you released your first songs, and then did you launched it on Spotify, or what was it, YouTube? And how did you feel the first bump where you could see, okay, wow, the first audience is really hearing my music and I'm getting traction, and I'm not sure the algorithm is ranking me.
Yeah, I think after like 4 or 5 years, when I thought like my music had the level that's worth releasing, like on proper platforms like Spotify, then I had like I always wanted to do an album, and this is what I did. I worked like a few years when I was learning on the album, and then I released the album. And for me, because my job is also to do a lot of marketing, online marketing, design, so I already knew how to market products and things and social media, and so I just used that tool set for music because it's the same a little bit. Like marketing is a tool you can use on different things and also on music.
Yeah, we learn it in marketing. We always talk about the target group and how to find this target group on which channel, with what type of messaging. In your case with music, it's not about finding clients. It's finding listeners, and you kind of know where they are. They live, as you produce techno music, it's more people who live maybe in cities or like this type
Yeah.
of music. And I remember when we talked about in the initial stage, you were even able to use data from, for example, Spotify, and then use it on your Instagram to find more of those people. So when you realize one city works in Berlin, let's say, you could then tackle more ads on this area so you get more visibility. How did you do that?
Yeah, I think what really works is like you have to think like your fans are like customers for a business, because when you talk about like business and music, and if you want to make a living from it, then you need a fan base or people who listens to your music and come to your shows. Otherwise, there is no money in for you. And the best way to find new fans or your first fans is to ask your mother if she can license stream your music and your family. And the next circle is maybe find smaller artists or bigger artists who do similar, the same kind of music you like. Because if somebody likes melodic techno and a specific niche, he may also like your music. So if you play shows, maybe play shows before bigger artists who are in your same genre, so you can steal the fans from them. Steal is the wrong word, but it's like they will also like your music. And also you can collaborate with other artists, like making a song together. And then so new people can find you over other artists. And also if you talk about targeting, it's not possible now, but a few years ago, you also can go like target people from different fans of other artists, like on Instagram, but it's not possible anymore. You just can target genres at the moment.
And you also build your brand as Herr Lang, even with the artwork. I see in all your albums, and every song actually has an own design, and it follows kind of a story. Everybody, I think, could imagine what this guy or those guys are doing. Tell us more about what's behind the art, but also, of course, the music.
Yeah, I think one problem people have is they always want to do something new and they don't stay a little bit the same. Like if you have a brand, like you have your different brand colors, and every time go into a place or see parts of the brand, you exactly know, oh, this is this brand, this is this brand. And I think it's the same a little bit with music and also with your sound and your graphics, if you keep it the same or you keep it recognizable, people just see the cover and know it's you. And it's a little bit like branding. And I also like painted. And so I just combined it because I don't want to have like a few Instagram accounts and stuff. So I just put it all together. And I think artworks and music just work good together.
Yeah, great. And it's your passion, so it's, you can really see that you put some time into those. Melodic techno, what is it exactly, and what do you express with your music?
Yeah, I think melodic techno is a subgenre of electronic music and also like a subgenre of techno. I mean, you can discuss like what's what, but I think for me, I like melodic techno because I come more from composing and piano and playing. And I also like dark techno and other techno styles, but the kind of music I produce has a melody focus. So I always produce and compose the melodies and the bass line and the top lines before I do the drums. While if you hear more techno, it's more based around the bass drum and it's more deeper. I just focus like more on melody parts, and that's something I really like because techno is really repetitive, and with melodies you can make it bring it more to life.
Yeah, makes sense. You've then started to build a community on Instagram, Spotify, and I remember as well. And Spotify started to list your songs in some of the curated lists. How is that impact? Did you see your audience grow through that Spotify support?
Yeah, also the problem with Spotify playlists is like if they like you, they really support you and put you in a lot of playlists so to build you up. But if you after a few years or months or something, if the support goes away or you in a playlist and suddenly you have a big spike and you are in a playlist for like 3 months and you think, oh, I have so many streams, so many people. If you look at this, your fans or people who stream your music often streaming 2, 3, 4 songs, like on average more songs consume your music. But when you're in a playlist, you have like one stream or maybe somebody finds you. But normally people who hear playlists just stream the playlist and not your music. So it's a little bit dangerous to say like, now I have a lot of streams because of this playlist, because so fast it comes, so fast it can go.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
this. Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense. So, and how is that actually when you, um, let's say you have your community, you've released your album, then I think you did a second one, and now some time has passed that you are launching your next one. Do you have to maintain that as well? Is it like really that evergreen that you put something out there and you continue to get revenue, or is it really something that also needs constant attention? Like ideally posting regularly, doing new songs, and that would be then not being out of the rat race, not doing anything. It would mean most likely to continue doing all the time something. How is your experience with that?
Yeah, I think it's fairly steady. So if you produce a song and it's a good song, then it normally has like a peak and then it comes to its normal level of streams. And if it's a good song, it can continue this level of streams like for many years. And the trick, it's not a trick, but labels also do this, is like to build like your back catalog. So you have one song who does 1,000 streams a month. You have one song who does 10,000 streams a month. You have a song who does 1,000,000 streams a month or something like this. And so you build up your catalog. And then in the end of the month, you have your combined streams, and that's what makes your catalog. And this is also what you get paid. And it can last really long. But I would say I would recommend people, if they take music seriously, to release a song a month or every second month. There are also artists who do really well with doing every second month a song. But I think if you tested, if you do too much, like one song a week or something, it's too much for the listeners. And you also, the quality of your music goes down because it's really stressful to release so often. So I think once a month or every second month, or even like Keine Musik, they do once a quarter, like an EP with a few songs, and every few years an album. But it depends on how much do you like music, how much output do you have. Depends on you as an artist.
Yeah, I see you started this year again of releasing new songs. How's it been? How would you declare or mention your sound right now? Do you follow similar same strategy? Are you trying something new in your songs and also in the marketing, or you just continue to build on what you have?
Yeah, I think I have my sound. This is why people recognize me. And I realized over the years that I have certain things I like and things I don't like. And this is why people can recognize my music and say, oh, this is like the Herr Lang sound. And I think will keep it. And I think it's wrong to always change your sound and your style. You can develop in your style and to make it better or make it a little bit different, but you can not jump from this to this to this. You can't produce hip hop and then techno and then deep house, because then the algorithm says like your next song is always, the algorithmics don't listen to your song. They just have data, and the data is, oh, your last songs are listened by these people, and they always listen to techno, and it's this genre. And if you now produce hip hop, he wouldn't recommend your song. So it's really important to stay in a lane, and this is why I think I will keep my sound. And I also like my sound.
Yeah, it's definitely recognizable. I had that when I listened to, I've listened to your songs in the beginning once or twice each song, and then I ended up playing some melodic techno playlist, and I was like, I know this. This sounds like Herr Lang.
Yeah.
And of course that's ideal for your brand recognition. But then with a growing community and this kind of digital success come also the other opportunities. People reach out, they want you to play live, being on festivals, clubs, maybe even followers wanting to meet you, get to know you. How was that? Because that actually changes also the whole setup from just producing music. Now you have to entertain a whole industry and be an entertainer and not just a musician.
Yeah, I think the thing is, like, for most musicians, you have to play shows, even if you're small, because otherwise it's not possible to make a living from just streaming. For most artists, it's not realistic. It's possible, but it's really hard. But if you want to live from music, you have to play a lot of shows. And the other thing is, like, I'm more a producer than I am like a show artist. I play shows, but I don't play so many shows because I realized I'm not the night owl and I don't want to travel 8 hours for playing 1 hour somewhere. And I really like it, but I don't like it like 3 times a week. It's so much for me. So I just decide to produce music. And I think also for me, it is when I start releasing, we were in the pandemic in Corona. So for me, it was the only option to get my music out there. And so I think this is why I lean towards producing music. And yeah, I'm don't like to play so much shows.
Do you see since then some change also in the digital marketing space, new ways of promoting your music? Do you have to make your music also ready that it's being used on TikTok or such? Is there any new trends that you have to follow or that you're trying out
Yeah,
to
but
reach a wide audience?
I think what's funny is people always say, like, you have to make like YouTube or TikTok content or whatever and go viral to promote your songs. But I see a lot of artists or content creators, I would say, who have a lot of views and likes and have 20,000, 100,000 of followers like on socials, but they don't have streams. They have maybe 1,000 listeners on Spotify. So I would say it doesn't translate directly. I think if you want to produce music that streams on Spotify, you should focus on producing good music, because this is the first thing. If you have shitty product, nobody will listen to it. And you should focus on producing good music. And then if you have the music, you can market it. Then you can do all the TikTok stuff. But I think sometimes people get it wrong. They just produce music and say, like, yeah, I just focus on the TikTok and other stuff. And I think you're a musician, not a content creator. You should put your music first. important.
Great. Here speaks your passion for what you do. Um, how has SoundCloud then be, or can you explain me how the business model on SoundCloud works? Is there something if you upload your music or maybe even a whole set, is it something that you can monetize, or is it just to get the reach?
The thing is like monetization on all platforms is only possible if you have 100% of the rights. And if you upload a DJ set, it's maybe around 100% that you don't own the rights of all the songs you play if it's not a live set. And so if there's even just one song, you have like monetization sharing. And also I think sets on SoundCloud, you don't get paid, but you can get paid for single song plays. Yes.
And if you compare Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music, do you have a clear winner or something that you say this platform works best?
Well, it depends. You can see like people who have really good sets on SoundCloud and they don't get money from streaming, but they get bookings. But even if they have like a few thousand plays, like it's a lot in the scene and booker can hear the sets and then you get booked. So the money comes over the live shows. And also like Chris Luno, he does like the YouTube online thing, like playing in nice locations and making a video out of it. And I think because he has the songs of other people in his streams, he can't monetize it, but he wears like t-shirts and monetizes the t-shirt. And he also always includes one of his own songs in the sets, and the sets have thousands of plays, and he also gets bookings from it. So sometimes like doing sets on SoundCloud or YouTube will not make you money with streaming, but it will give you reach that leads to opportunities to play gigs, sell merch, or people finding your own composings and listen to them.
Do people still buy songs on Apple, for example? We knew it as iTunes, where you have to buy individual songs.
Yeah.
Nowadays you can have Apple Music subscription, but
Yeah, I was like reading the statistics a few days ago, and I think it's 80% streaming, then it's like a few percent vinyl, and then like a few, maybe 3, 4, 5% of digital. But it's not that much. Mostly are DJs buying on Bandcamp or some platforms to play them live.
got it. So there's also this, I call it B2B, other DJs buying your songs so they can play them live.
Yeah, but it's not that much. It's a few percent.
So I assume Spotify is for you the most interesting channel.
Yeah, I think Spotify and playing live gigs are and also GEMA. Like if you produce your own music, you also can be in the GEMA and also get money from the GEMA in Germany. Like if you're in another country, it's like AKBMI or how they called. I don't.
Yeah, the music licensing syndicate or something like that. I don't know the exact name, but
That's something different. Licensing is for like TV shows and stuff, but it's actually for the people who produce the music.
if you are enjoying this conversation, pause now and access our website learn.investing.org and access our free online course Investing Essentials, where you will learn the basics of investing, and best of all, you will get access to a free AI mentor that will guide you throughout the whole course and will be your personal investment advisor. Great. So my learnings are, yes, there is a passive component, but just first we have to do the work. Yeah, in your case, it's really crafting as well what you do, the music, the art, to turn into an income stream. I call it revenue generating income stream, so that you have is it on a monthly basis, or when are those payouts done? Quarterly, monthly?
It's monthly.
So there's, after some time you learn, okay, I can most likely count with a certain amount and maybe even push that a bit if I do more work, if I produce more music, I can increase my.
Yeah.
Did you ever experiment with other merchandising and such that your fan base could buy t-shirts you've mentioned from another DJ, or is that something people ask for?
Yeah, I tried stuff like this, but I think for me it's the music and streaming and shows, and I think you should concentrate on the things that work. Otherwise you spend so much time, because like it's the 80-20 rule, you know? You can do merch, you can do this, you can do that, you can do podcasts, you can do social. And if you make money with shows and playing sets and producing music, do that and don't spend so much time on the other stuff where you kind of, I think, like work days on a collection and then sell 30 t-shirts and make 200 euros. And you also can play like one show and yeah, so focus on what works.
Great. Yeah. Good advice. To round up our conversation so that people just get to know a bit, like also your thoughts on certain life hacks, I call it. Tell us an example of how failure has set you up for later success.
I would say failing hurts. It's like you're putting your fingers like on a hot plate and you know, oh, it's hot and shouldn't do that again. And then hopefully you don't do it again. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like for me with music, it doesn't come from failure. It comes from joy. But maybe about failure, what I see is often people are scared, like scared to produce music, because they often with DJs, they know how good music sounds and then they start producing because they like music. And then I told you, like, I needed a few years until my music was good. And then they do it for a few weeks and then they know that what they produced was shit because they know what good music sounds like because they have the ears. And that's a problem to have, say, like, I have to do good music. And sometimes it can help just to say, today I do just a few ideas, or I just maybe do a few bad songs today. And I was joking, like, I did a really bad song today. And then people say, why you say that? And I said, yeah, because it was a bad song. But if you start like to say, like, I produce a few bad songs today, you put out the pressure because you say, like, they can be bad, but maybe they're good. But you just take out the pressure to produce something good.
Yeah, I remember when you produced your first songs, and then of course you show it to your friends, and then there's certain people in the friend circle that are very critical, and then they immediately say, "This is not really good. Like this and that DJ is better," and it's difficult because who defines a good music? It's the reach you get, like the audience that pleases you and says, "Yes, this is good."
Yeah, but also not, I think, the audience. The problem is, like, let's say you produce a song and you really like the song and then you uploaded it and then something changes and you look at the numbers and then certainly only 100 people listen to that song. And you think, I really liked that song. It was so great. And now you have a bad feeling about something you really like. And this is why I think the only thing you should say is, like, do I like the song? Do I really like it? And then if other people like it or stream it, it's nice, but it makes you feeling bad when other people decide what's good and what's not. And I think this feeling what's good and what's not good should stay with you. When it's art, you should decide what you like or not other people, because like then it's not in your hand anymore.
Great. In the past 4 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life?
I think doing small steps. The point is, like, if you try to do something new, like I told before with the DJs, you think like you can jump 10 steps, but it's not working. It's like you're standing on the bottom of a stair and you just want to jump to the top. Doesn't work this way. It's like physics. You have to start like with a small step. And the most important thing is to know it. Because when people try to change, they say, like, oh, I wake up in the morning, I change my food, I do this, I go to the gym. And then they're disappointed on the second day that they can do it. And then they stop. And it's the same with music and other things. Just one small thing. Just maybe take half an hour and make one idea, or even kind of do 5 push-ups. Start small. And then what you realize is after 3 months, like, you do music every day, you learned a lot, and because it combines, and now the 10 minutes is not hard anymore. Now you can do it for an hour. And like the learning curve is really fast, but you have to start small and don't put too much on your plate at the beginning. It will grow.
I think you're an inspiring example because you told yourself, I give myself 1 year to do this album, the first one, and I take myself time, but I will go in there and do every day I work on learning how those tools work, how to produce music, how to cut it. So it's definitely inspiring.
Yeah.
What is one of the best investments you've ever made?
You mean time or money wise?
Whatever.
I would say people and places. The thing is like the places you hang around and the people you hang around also decides a little bit what you do with your time. Or I don't know. I think you should invest in people. Also, like with business, you can have like the best business models and marketing and stuff, but you need investors, you need mentors, you need companions. And I think companionship is the best thing. Like you can even have failures, like we tell before, when you have good people next to you, it's half that bad. Or you come home and somebody hugs you and say, hey, next day will be better. So I think the best investment is like keeping good company.
It's great. As I ask these questions to all guests, I reflect a lot, and for me as well, I think people would be right now the answer. I would say choosing consciously who you want to surround yourself with, because yeah, it also defines how you act and do in life.
Yeah.
But talking about investment, do you invest in stocks, real estate, something like that, for like financially? And if not, what is holding you back?
I think with investment, you should do what you understand, what you like. And for me, I like business and I built like one company I sold. I also see music as an asset. And then I think you can do like the standard things. I think you also teach it. You do ETFs and invest in certain stocks and also put like money aside every month. I think this should be the basis.
Yeah, you've mentioned it. It's about doing every day something and learning and really understanding. That's what we teach. There's so many theories out there, but everybody has to find out what works for them. Like for you, worked melodic techno. So for some people, they love to just do ETFs, and others love to have their apartment, and that's what we want to inspire and incentivize people to study it. We have our online course, so you can learn all those basics, and then
Yeah.
yeah, apply it. So let's say you meet a smart young student or maybe someone who wants to produce music and entering the real world. Let's say, okay, I want to invest some money and some time. What advice would you give that this person, and what advice should they ignore?
Think be consistent. Like don't expect to do in 1 or 2 days everything. Just make 1 hour a day music, just 1 hour maybe in the morning or in the evening before you sleep or whenever you have time and just learn about music production. There are a lot of courses out there. I think courses sometimes better than YouTube because YouTube has so much stuff out there. You don't know what to learn. And sometimes if you join a course in the Corona times, like all the good DJs and all the producers, it doesn't have shows. Every one of them did a course. So join those courses and learn something, how they work, and then try it out and don't be afraid to just produce music. And the most important part is like have fun because it's a journey. It takes a lot of time. It can take like a few years until you can release good music. I think with AI and Zuno and stuff, it can be faster for people if they want to go that way. It's not my preferred way to produce music because you cutting out the part that actually makes fun creating the music. It's just jumping to the end point. And I don't know, but this is something people have to decide for themselves.
Great to hear that it applies for music as well. In investing, we see it, of course, similarly because there is this democratization of information, and in finance, where you can find this as well. You go on YouTube and you find 200 thousands of videos explaining you what an ETF is, but it's very difficult to find a structured guidance. You have to search for all those videos, and then you get easily overwhelmed. And there's a lot of opinions out there, and also those opinions are a lot of times polemic. So they want to teach you how the financial market works, but they also want to push a narrative of pushing some fear or greed, showing you the Rolex and the Lamborghini in Dubai, or the fear that everything will crash every month and then it's still not happening. Of course, if you invest in a course, you have those two benefits. Benefit from someone's expertise that's set down and put it in a structured way that you can learn it faster than they did. And that's the idea of someone giving a course. It's like somebody had this passion and said, I want other people to benefit from it. So that's cool. So finally, who should I invite next to this podcast?
Like business people, sometimes somebody who has a company or somebody who has like a classic company, maybe like some craftsmanship or something from your hometown, like the people who build all the wood houses, or how they invest, if they build houses or they do also ETF investments and stuff, like basic people. Because I think these are mostly, I think what I'm interested would be in how these people do it.
Great. Herr Lang, thank you so much for this deep dive on music production, developing digital art. Thank you for your expertise. Looking forward to hear more of your songs and maybe see you somewhere on stage.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
If you enjoyed this episode and would like to learn how to invest, check out our website, learn.investling.org. We have a free course called Investing Essentials, where you will learn all the basics about investing. And best of all, you will get access to a free AI mentor who guides you throughout the whole course and will help you to take your first investments.